A comparison of Dharma and Jean-Paul Sartre's concept of living authentically by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. The concepts of Dharma in Indian philosophy and Jean-Paul Sartre's notion of living authentically both address the fundamental question of how one ought to live. While originating from vastly different cultural and philosophical traditions, these ideas converge on the theme of individual responsibility and purpose. Dharma, rooted in Hinduism and other Dharmic religions, refers to the moral order, duty, or righteousness that governs human conduct. In contrast, Sartre's existentialist framework emphasizes radical freedom and personal choice as the basis for authentic existence. At its core, Dharma is a concept that integrates cosmic order with individual ethical duties. It is often described as a principle that sustains societal harmony by prescribing roles based on one's position in life, such as caste, stage of life, ashrama, or personal disposition, svadharma. Acting according to Dharma means fulfilling one's responsibilities without attachment to outcomes, as famously articulated in the Bhagavad Gita through Krishna's counsel to Arjuna. This notion implies an inherent teleology. There exists a natural order that individuals must align with for both personal fulfillment and social cohesion. By contrast, Sartre rejects any predetermined essence or universal moral law. He posits that existence precedes essence, meaning humans first exist without inherent purpose and must create their own values through choices made in freedom. Freedom occupies a central but differently nuanced role within each framework. In Dharma-based ethics, freedom is understood within the constraints of cosmic law. Individuals are free insofar as they choose to act according to their prescribed duties rather than selfish desires or ignorance, avidya. The ideal agent embraces discipline, tapas, and self-control to live harmoniously within the system. Conversely, Sartre champions absolute freedom, the idea that humans are condemned to be free because they did not create themselves but must nonetheless take full responsibility for defining their essence through action. This radical freedom entails anguish, since there are no external guidelines or divine mandates. Authenticity requires embracing this burden without evasion. Moral responsibility also diverges significantly between these two philosophies. Under Dharma ethics, moral accountability is linked with adherence to one's Dharma despite challenges or temptations. Success lies not in results but in faithful performance of duty itself, karma yoga. The individual acts as part of a larger cosmic whole where Dharma functions as an objective standard rooted in eternal truth, Sanatana Dharma. On the other hand, Sartrean existentialism denies any objective morality beyond what each person freely chooses for themselves, and implicitly endorses subjective morality grounded in authenticity rather than conformity or external authority. Responsibility thus becomes intensely personal. Every decision reflects not only oneself but also humanity at large, since choosing for oneself simultaneously sets an example for others. Despite these differences regarding metaphysical grounding and scope of freedom, both Dharma and Sartre emphasize self-realization through sincere engagement with one's chosen mode of being. In pursuing Dharma authentically, without attachment, individuals transcend egoistic desires towards spiritual liberation, moksha. Similarly, living authentically according to Sartre involves rejecting bad faith, mauvaise foi, which entails self-deception about one's freedom or reliance on societal roles, uncritically adopted rather than freely chosen identities. Both frameworks encourage individuals toward heightened consciousness, whether it be awareness of cosmic interconnectedness or recognition of existential contingency coupled with creative agency. In conclusion, while Dharma prescribes an integrative ethic rooted in cosmic order, requiring alignment with universal principles governing right action and social harmony, Jean-Paul Sartre's concept advocates radical individual autonomy, where meaning arises solely from conscious choice amidst inherent absurdity. Both stress profound responsibility, the former grounded in duty transcending personal desire, the latter emerging from unfettered freedom demanding continual self-definition. Ultimately, studying these perspectives side by side enriches contemporary discourse on authentic living by revealing diverse pathways toward ethical integrity shaped respectively by traditional-bound universality versus existentialist subjectivity.